Hey lovely Simlies, it's Deli here, and today I am doing a video for beginners on building cheats. This is a video that's been requested so much recently, so I thought I would just do the basic build cheats for you guys that I use in my videos. And yeah, but first of all, what I want to show you is if we go into buy mode and we get a couch. One thing that this really isn't a cheat, but it's just something that I'm surprised so many people don't really know about. But basically, if you get a couch, for example, any object, it's snapping to this thing called the grid, which is all the squares we can see on the ground, obviously. And if you don't want it to do that, all you actually have to do is press Alt, and you can see you can move it anywhere. So if I take my finger off Alt, then it snaps. If I put my finger on Alt, it can go anywhere, which means you can also rotate it on crazy angles and have a lot of fun with that. You can, I don't know, go to rugs and kind of layer them up on different angles, and you can get kind of a nice homely feel and look about it. So obviously you can make it look a lot better than that, but that was just for example. Now the second cheat I use lots and lots is the move objects on cheat. So if you're on a Mac like me, you go Command-Shift-C. If you're on a Windows, you go Control-Shift-C and you type in move objects space and then on. Now what this allows you to do is actually intersect objects that can't previously be intersected. So basically now that I've got it on, I can actually put these couches through one another like this. If we turn it on its side, we can kind of make it while holding down Alt look like kind of like an L-shaped couch in the corner of a room, which is kind of fun. You can, I don't know, go to dining tables and grab something like this, and then you can go to your plant section and maybe grab this. And this is a trick that I like to use a lot in a lot of videos, which obviously a lot of you guys would have seen. And we can pop a plant there so you have a lovely table setting that wasn't there previously. So yeah, without that cheat on, if we go back and we turn it off, if we get another couch, they can't be layered. With it on, if we go back, turn it on, you can layer them. So that is very handy, and you can make couches so long so they go forever or whatever you want to do, really. You can get super creative. Now the cheat that a lot of people ask about is called the constrained floor elevation cheat, and it is a very powerful treat. Well, it is a bit of a treat. You can do some great things. So we go back to Control-Shift-C and we go constrain floor elevation false, and this is what activates it. Okay, so what this actually does is allows you to change the height of walls if you use it correctly. So we have a wall height here, that's an average wall height, and if we want to lower that down, we use the stair tool and the level terrain tool to do that. So if we go to create a room, I'm just going to draw one here, and I think the roof is on, so we're going to turn that off and remove it. Okay, so if we put some floor tiles on top of this, for the purpose of this example, and we go to the stairs, what's going to happen is usually stairs would just go up to the next level above this floor, but with this cheat on, it actually lowers the floor tile, as you can see here, which means you get a different height. So if we delete those stairs like this, and then we go to the level terrain tool, which is over here, and we click on that lowered square and drag it, we've actually lowered that part of the wall, as you can see here. So we can actually click and drag it out like this, and our wall height has changed. So if we grab another lot of stairs, like this, and we want to go down another wall height, we can totally do that. So we get rid of that staircase, and then we go to our level terrain, drag it out like this, and we've got an even shorter wall. We can do that one more time with the staircase, like this, and delete it once again, and then go to the level terrain tool. And this height is actually the equivalent to what a foundation is, which is really cool. That's how you'd make a split level inside a house, which I'm going to show you in a second. So there you go. That's how you get different wall heights using constrained floor elevation. Just be wary though, this cheat is a very powerful cheat. It can easily screw up your build, so you need to be kind of careful with how you use it. But the Sim Supply has a ton of ways of how to use this cheat. They're a lot more sophisticated than just how I've showed you. So you should definitely check that out because I learned to build from his channel. So if we want to make a split level room, let's turn it off for the moment. So we're going to go constrained floor elevation true. We're going to drag out a room, and say if you wanted a split level in it, you would automatically kind of go to a foundation tool and be like, oh, I want to create a floor in here. But the problem is you can't actually intersect the wall. So how we fix that is we turn it on again. So we put in false, and we're going to get the foundation tool here and click and drag it. And you'll see what it's done here is actually lowered part of the wall like so. Now, what we want to do here is then lower the rest of this to make all the wall one height. So we're going to go back to the terrain tool to level it out, and we're just going to click and drag over the height of that taller bit of wall. And you can see here we've got one height. Now we've got a split level in there. We can actually kind of put some stairs in to make it look more like a split level. So maybe you could have, I don't know, like a risen dining room here or something like that. And you can then put maybe a half wall in to make it look a little bit more pretty, like so. But then of course there's a problem that there is no walls around it. So all you do is draw another set of walls on top, like this. And we have a beautiful split level in our household. Now, what you'll want to do next is actually put in some windows, and this is where problems can occur. You can only put windows on the upper level or the lower level, which is a problem because half the wall blocks them out. So how we fix that is you can get creative with windows, and you layer them if you do want it to cover both levels. And you do that with move objects on, which is what we have already turned on. So you can make kind of gridded windows like this, which you might have seen in my Verity build. You can watch that to check that out if you'd like to. But yeah, that's pretty much how you solve that issue. But probably the most complex thing is when you need to put a door in, which generally you need a door to get into a room. And what happens with that is if you try and put a door in, it doesn't really work because the bottom half of the wall won't let you get through the door, or the top half rather. So what we're going to do is where we want the door, say I want a nice double door, I'm going to delete the portion on the level below, so we have that all nice. And then we're going to actually draw it back out again. And what that is going to do is actually lift up the wall like this, so it kind of looks like really crazy. And how we get rid of that is we just pop our door in because there's room for that now. So I'm going to put in this snazzy glass door. And with move objects on, sometimes you just have to double click it to make it appear in its full glory. But then we just go back to the level terrain tool, and we're just going to drag over that to level it back down so that the Sims can get into it with ease and not be freaking out. And the only thing with this is, though, once you start messing around with your walls, you are restricted to certain textures because, as you can see, it's actually going to warp the wall texture as well. So you just need to keep in mind that you need to use wall textures that are more flat colors, not like that, but more like something like this. So just your flat textures, and that will allow you to draw your walls nicely. The other thing is you will get a lighting glitch. That's just what comes with the game. So to fix that, usually darkening colors can help a little bit. Or if you put in invisible lighting from By2Bug mode, that can also help as well. So you can kind of get an idea of how that can look there, but you can also cover it up with different shrubbery and plants also. So that's pretty good, and maybe not a palm tree because that is massive. But I think you guys get the general gist of how that works. Alrighty, so the last cheat I want to show you is called the Place freezes on cheat. And I actually learned how to do this from Simified.com, their YouTube channel. Arthur has a really fantastic tutorial on this that's actually quite in depth. So I'll link that in the description down below. But just to get an idea of what the cheat does, what you can do is draw out a room. And if we go to Control-Shift-C or Command-Shift-C if you're on a Mac, you just type in place freezes as one word, space on. And once we put some floor tiles on top of our roof here, what we can actually do is just go to the foundation tool and just draw foundations on top of our roof, which can create some really interesting roof lines. And this cheat can kind of be used as an alternative to constrained floor elevation in a lot of ways. So yeah, you can actually stack the freezes on top of one another up to 5 levels, because in The Sims 3 you can build up to 5 levels only, even with cheats on. So as you can see, we've reached our what's the word, threshold there. So yeah, that is pretty nifty. But anyway, I hope that this tutorial has helped a few of you. As I said, it's for beginners. I'm not going to delve into what you can do with these cheats. One, because I know there are tutorials out there which already know a lot more than I do. So I will link in the description down below, links to the Sim Supply, because he's a boss at it. He the boss. So I'll link that, and you can check that out. And but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.